What's going on YouTube? I am back to give you a review of the Power Pack I9250 GSM version, but I have in my possession here a CDMA Verizon Galaxy Nexus, and I'm going to give you the review. I did an unboxing and I posted them up in the forums from XDA, Android Central, and I received a lot of questions that I'm going to base this review off of. I'm going to try to answer most, if not all, questions that were asked me. I'm going to do my best I can, and I'm going to give you the results of me testing it out. I took it out in the field for 2 days, and I'm going to show you the results of my testing, and I'm going to give you my opinion whether this case is worth the price or leave it alone. Now, in my unboxing video, I showed you that the stock 1850 battery will fit with that case, and to the left here, this is the extended OEM 2100. I'm going to show you again how these batteries look with the case on it. So I'm going to go back to the stock. I'm going to show the stock again, even though I showed it in the unboxing, but I'm just going to give you one more view of it. Let me pop the case on and show you how it looks, how it feels, the bulk it adds to the phone. Now, I hate these Samsung cases that they snap on. I mean, sometimes easy, sometimes it gives you a frustrating time to pop into place, especially at the bottom edges. They just don't want to snap in sometimes. God damn it. Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to put it in the Power Pack case. And somebody asked me a question in the forums, is what kind of battery is this? I told them it's a case and an extra battery at the same time. It's supposed to kill two birds with one stone. It's supposed to protect the device, and if you need to charge when I run into the outlet, you can obviously cut it on and charge. Now I'm going to give you the side views of how much bulk it adds to the phone. Here it is with the volume rockers. The bulk it adds at the bottom with the chin. If you notice that little button to the right side, that's the power button. This is what you use to activate the charge. You hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. It'll light up, and it'll give you 1 of 3 LED notification lights. If it's red, that means your charge level of this power pack is from 40 to 10%. If it's blue, it's from 50 to 80, and green obviously means 85 to 100%. I'll hold it for 3 seconds and I'll show the LED. It pops up. On the camera, from what I'm looking at, it's red. That means it's pretty much I need to charge my case. I'm just gonna cut it off. I don't really need to charge the phone anyhow. Here's the view with the side, with the power base, and here's the top view. Now onto the extended OEM battery. Pop this battery right out. Now this OEM battery case gives me the hardest time to get on. I don't know why. For some reason, the lower left just does not want to pop in correctly. I have to really mess around and get it in there. Oh, give me no issues today. All right. And here how it looks with the extended battery popped in. It fits, but it doesn't fit too well. You can tell how much it's poking out of the device now. If you can see that, the screen is more pointed outward, so it's much more vulnerable to a face plant, which you don't want happening to your phone. It's poking up on the side right here with the chin, a little bit on the edges. Where the power button is, you can see that little gap right in between there. So, I mean, technically speaking, if you want to force it on there, and the top of the phone kind of pokes up even more. If you want to force it on, you can, but I wouldn't really recommend it because it's not really protecting the phone like it should. And here's the back. The camera looks. But anyhow, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of the case. I'm gonna put down my stock. I'm gonna put my stock battery back in, and say little things that I liked and didn't like about it. Now, normally I would go with the cons first, but it's very little. I'm sorry. I will go with the pros first. It's very little pros and almost so many cons that I see with this case. And I'm going to start off. God damn it. Hold on. Give me a second. So I took the phone out in the field for a 2-day test. Day 1, Sunday, May 27th. Started my shift at 4:30 a.m. I took the phone off the charger around 3 a.m. I used it. It idled a lot of the time. I will not lie. I'll show you the picture of my of the battery and what apps I use. And around 29 to 30%, I was like, okay, cool. Let it discharge. I got about 6 hours, 49 minutes, 32 seconds on the battery before it hit 69%. And I was like, all right, let me put the case to use and let it charge back up. I'm thinking the case is going to give me a full charge. And every hour, I was gonna take a snapshot on the phone to show you the quality. I mean, the quality, the amount of charge I get per hour. So now, 10:30, 10:35. It started exactly. It's 11:30. Bang. My battery's at 46%. So from 29 to 42% in an hour. Not too bad, but not the greatest either. Another 46 minutes later, dies. So I said, what the hell? Maybe I bumped the button or hold the button by mistake while I was in my pocket and cut the charge off. I'm clicking. Case is completely dead. My battery life, 53% from 29% to 53% at 10:30 a.m. and 12:16 p.m. was a completely dead time of the battery. So I thought that was like, oh, that's horrible. That can't be right. That has to be a mistake. This is a 2200 milliamp battery. I said at least get a full charge from the case to the stock battery with ease. All right, never know mine. Day 2, I didn't try to do it within the same day because the phone takes 4 hours to charge and I still have to be at work and do what I have to do. So I was like, you know what, I'll save it for the next day. Next day, same scenario. Go to work 4:30 in the morning. Take the phone to charge at 3 a.m. But this time I used the phone a little bit more often. I kind of stressed it out more, and instead of getting 29 to 30% around 10:35 a.m. like I did the last day, today I'm actually at 30% at 8:06 a.m. So I'm like, oh, fine, whatever. Either way, I use the phone more often than I let it charge. So see if I get a full charge today. Maybe the battery will cycle a little bit. See what happens. Same thing as always. I was gonna go through the hours of letting it charge, but this time I was like, you know what? Just let me go straight through. See what happens this time. And from 30% to 57%, the case completely dies at 9:57 a.m. So 8:06 a.m. is the charge time that I started at, and it completely died at 9:57 at a 50% charge. So I'm like, all right, this is crazy. I'm getting 20% increases in the charge. Well, that's 27% right there, and the case completely dies. That makes absolutely no sense. That's boggling my mind how this is a 2200 milliamp battery. So I'm gonna let you see the pictures here. Check out the pictures and tell me what you think. I think that's horrible after 2 hours, especially since it takes 4 hours for the case to charge, and it doesn't even fully charge the case in 2 hours, and it's completely dead. That doesn't add up right. So I'm gonna move on to the pros and cons and what I think about the case. Alrighty, so I placed the stock 1850 battery back in, and I'm gonna go through the pros and cons of this. But before I do that, I'm gonna give you some of the specs of the power pack case itself. I may have told you a little bit of it in the unboxing video, but I'm gonna recite them again for those who are watching the review. This is a 2200 milliamp, battery case. The output and input rate both are 400 to 500 milliamp hour, which is kind of low. It's not really going to get the job done, and it takes up to 4 hours to charge the phone, and that's considering that you're going to leave the phone inactive and not going to touch it at all during charge time. If you use the device while this case is charging, it will not charge. It will actually continue to lose battery. I guess the output input rate is not strong enough to kind of give the phone a charge and keep it going as you're using the phone. Somebody in the forums asked me a question of, with the 1850 and 2200 milliamp combined, does that add up to be a 4050 milliamp battery? The answer is no. The way you would use this case is you will let your battery drain first from the phone, and then use the case to fully charge it back up and then drain again. Kind of give the idea of, like, let's say if your phone screen time can run the screen for about 6 hours, you're basically going to fully charge it and give yourself another 6 hours without the need to run to a charger. Another person asked me, what is the dimensions and the weight of it? This thing weighs about 72 grams. It's not, well, it is kind of heavy when you add the weight with the phone. And the dimensions is 148.5 by 7.2 by 18.6 milliliters. So for those who want to know the exact dimensions of the case, and you can add that to the Galaxy Nexus specifications to see exactly how much bulk you're going to get. Now I'm going to give you the rundown, the pros and the cons, and I would like to start off with the pro, the only pro that I see about this case, because this case has a lot of cons. The only pro, if you were to drop it on its back and maybe the side, you're protected. You're protected. That's pretty much what I think about. That's it. A faceplant, there's absolutely no protection at all in front of the device. I even have pictures of the GSM version. I borrowed the French GSM version of the Galaxy Nexus and I put it in, and it's pretty much the same. It's a little bit more, like, let me show you the edges. You can probably see the edges that it's a little bit more recessed at the top and at the bottom. But the side still sticks out, so it's completely, it defeats the purpose. Now for the cons. 1. Look at the headphone jack. It is recessed. If anybody remember back in 2007, the very first iPhone, the iPhone 2G, had a recessed headphone jack slot, meaning you can only use like the long kind of headphone jacks that can fit. For example, I'll give you an example right now. Give me 2 seconds. Now, headphones like these will fit in the headphone jack no problem, because it's a long kind of cord and it'll just go straight in. But you kind of force it in a little bit because it's very recessed. Now, if you had like an L-shaped headphone jack, it will not fit. Meaning the headphones that go up and go forward, it just won't fit. So it kind of limits the freaking. It limits how often or the different varieties of headphones that you can use in the device, which is a huge con. So if you got certain headphones or that you particularly like and it has a funny shape to it, it won't fit. 2. The secondary microphone in the back of the Nexus is completely blocked. So, like most cases, and when the Galaxy Nexus first came out, they had to revise them because some people didn't make the hole for the secondary mic to work. Same issue here. This is completely blocked. It does not at all, has no opening for it. 3. I guess it has like same thing with the headphone jack. It kind of recesses the sound. It has to travel a little bit further, and it kind of goes through the hole back here, so it kind of muffles your sound through the speakerphone a little bit. It's not bad, but you know, a Galaxy freak or a phone whore like me, I kind of noticed it, and it kind of like irked me a little bit. You know, I don't like nothing messing with the sound of my speakerphone. And 5, another con. I only had this thing out in the field for 2 days, and you can see the material at the top is peeling off. No, I did not drop this case until just now when I showed you a little sample of me dropping in the back. Other than that, I started looking at it, and you can see it's starting to peel off, so you can tell this is very, very cheap material. Very cheap. And once again, the front of the phone has 0 protection. And with the added weight, if it does take a faceplant, it is more likely to destroy the screen as opposed to it, you know, surviving a fall. And the added bulk, it just does not feel comfortable in the hand. It kind of reminds me of the Evo 4G back when it first came out on Sprint. It kind of has that old kind of bulky feel to it. You know, it's not as sleek and thin anymore. So that is my opinion. Now, should you go and buy it? $23 plus shipping and handling. Came out to $26. No, I say save your time, because even the way it charged, it took about 4 hours to charge without using the phone, and within 2 hours, it only gave me a roughly close to around 20% charge. It charges in 4 hours, and it completely dies in two hours, and a little bit less than 2 hours, and it doesn't even fully charge the phone. Why waste your money on something that doesn't even work that well? The mophie case for the iPhone turned out to be worlds apart from it. It actually charged the phone from, like, let's say 30 to 80% within an hour, and you still can fully charge it, and it can last you throughout the day, maybe even 2, depending on how you use your phone. This is a complete total fail in my opinion. Don't waste your money, because I think you'll be disappointed. It's not even that good of a case. It's not even much of a case at all. It's just added bulk with a 22 milliamp battery, which don't even make sense to how it doesn't even fully charge an 1850 milliamp battery. That kind of boggles my mind, and I really don't understand that. And then at the same time, here's another con that I may have failed to mention a little earlier. When you plug it in, for some weird reason, you have to turn your micro USB charger upside down. Now this is the right. Let me zoom in the camera. This would be. Zoom. All right, this will be the right side up of my charger, and I'll have to flip it this way and turn it upside down. There we go. Turn it upside down to get it in the case. No big deal, but like I said, I'm guessing since the input rate is from 400 to 500 milliamps, right? The phone is charging so slow. I think it's charging the case and the phone, and I could be wrong about this. I believe it's splitting. Let's just say if it's giving the maximum 500 milliamp, it's splitting between the phone and the case 250 milliamps a piece. So if your phone is in use, and let's say you're tethering or you're web browsing or you're on the phone, it's not even charging still. So you're basically wasting your time having this plugged in while plugged in the case and trying to charge the phone if the phone needs a charge. You're actually better off taking it off the case and taking your charger out of the power pack case and then actually charge it in the phone. You actually get the phone charged a lot quicker. About hour and a half, 2 hours, boom. You'll get a decent, maybe 60%, 80% charge. With this thing here, it's gonna take 4 hours to charge it with you leaving the phone alone, and that's with your USB cable plugged in. You know, if you use the case to just try to charge the phone itself, it's only gonna give you about 20% in 2 hours, and the case will completely die out. That was horrible. Did not like it at all. So I'm not sure if I answered all your questions. I'm pretty sure I missed out on a few people in the forums and stuff like. So I mean, just shoot me a comment in the comment box. I'm always happy to answer. You know. So rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And like I said, write any more questions in the comments if I missed out on, I will gladly answer it. And as an end note, I will be giving this case away. I will make another video for a giveaway. The person who was my 25,000 hit, or hypothetically speaking, my 3,000 the person who writes a comment and who is number 3,000 will get this case. I will message you and I will send out the case once you give me your information. I'm giving this case away for free. I do not want it, so you know the next video will be up shortly. So just let me know if you're interested in having the case. This is Silva from SNN Tech. I'm out.